This morning, we're going to start with the pranayama practice of full yogic breath. You've been working on breathing in a 1-to-1 ratio, equally in and out for us, for abdominal breathing and for thoracic breathing. And now we're going to try to put it together. I did not give you an example, so I'm going to talk you through it, and then I'll show you what it looks like, just so you have it for the week when you practice it on your own or you try. It takes a little while. It's a little bit tricky, but it's an excellent practice. Some of you already know it, to manage your anger. Helps get a really good supply of oxygen to help increase your energy, your focus, etc. So coming into Shavasana, letting your body be still. And the theme for this week is cultivating the witness, or being the witness. And those of you that were on the call early, you saw that I had a quote up that said, "Feel the feeling, but don't become the emotion. Witness it, allow it, release it." And developing the witness is that self outside of yourself. It's where you watch your thoughts. As we will be moving into a practice in the next few weeks called On Termo and Inner Silence. You're going to be asked to watch your thoughts. It's the same way you watch where you start to feel your emotions come up. Maybe you have a feeling and then you start to get angry. And when you want to change parts of your personality, when you want to change your behavior, you have to become witness to it. If you have the desire to lose a little bit of weight, you have to have that ability after the second piece of pizza to have that space that we've talked about. Have that space to go, you know what? That third piece would taste really good, but that's not what my goal is. My goal is to, get in better shape. So that's that witness. It's that little voice inside. And it's not the voice that tells you that you're stupid, that you're not good enough, and you're not smart enough. It's the voice that recognizes your behaviors, your personality. So just keeping that in mind throughout today's practice, noticing where you start to witness some behaviors that you may have, like pushing it too far when something doesn't feel good. Because if you do that on your mat, you probably do it in other areas of your life, with your job or relationships. So start to recognize it today, and then that'll be the theme for the week. There's also a reading from Ram Dass. I don't think I put it on your practice plan, but you'll see it. And I'll read a little bit from it at the end of class, I think. We'll see if I have time. If not, it's up there for you if you really want to, if you don't really understand my definition of the witness. It's a very good explanation. So feeling the whole body, feeling each and every body part as it is touching the floor. And be the witness to your energy this morning. Noticing your full energy, the lack of energy you may have. Maybe you have extra energy. Being fully connected to how your body feels energetically. So you have an overall sense of energy, either high, low, medium, neutral, or perhaps you can feel the energy in your body. So go somewhere in your body, like maybe to your hand or your foot, specific part, and notice if you can feel the energy. Feel that gentle vibration. And if you're like, what is this woman talking about? You can't feel anything, and that's possible. Go to your heart. Go to the space around the heart. Notice if you can feel the vibration, the pulsation of the heart. Feeling the energy there. And then move the awareness to the breath. Another example of energy, and through the practices of pranayama, we manipulate the energy of the body by changing, altering the way we breathe. But notice right now your natural breath. So following each and every natural breath, and for those that logged on in the last minute or two, we're going to be moving in this morning into full yogic breath. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to talk you through it and you'll see how it feels. So as you're following the natural breath, notice if there's any movement in the abdomen with the natural breath. And then place your right hand on your navel and your left hand on your sternum. We'll start with just abdominal breathing. So begin abdominal breathing, and you can breathe naturally or rhythmically, whatever you choose. So directing the breath from the nose to the navel. If you're breathing naturally or you're breathing rhythmically, there should be no strain. Inhale, nose to navel, pause, exhale, release. If you need to bend one or both knees, because we'll be here for at least another 5 minutes, please do so if you didn't get a blanket, so your back and hips are comfortable. Full awareness of the rise and fall of your navel as you're practicing abdominal breathing. On your next exhalation, discontinue abdominal breathing and focus now on your left hand and begin thoracic breathing. So now you're focusing on the expansion and contraction of the rib cage. The right hand remains still, no movement in the lower lobes of the lungs. Focusing now on the middle lobes. Right hand, again, remains still. Now discontinue thoracic breathing, letting the breath return to its natural rate and rhythm. And I'm going to briefly describe full yogic breath and then talk you through it. So in full yogic breath, you are utilizing the lungs to their greatest capacity. And the idea is that you're filling the lungs from the bottom to the top as full as possible. Then you pause and you're going to release from the top to the bottom. So it takes a little coordination. So you will be inhaling to your abdomen, through the thoracic cavity, all the way up around the clavicular area of your lungs, pausing and then releasing, feeling the left hand fall and then the right hand. So let's give that a shot. So on your next inhalation, inhale into the right hand, feel the abdomen expand, continue to inhale, feel the left hand rise, the chest expand, pause, and release. The left hand falls and then the right hand falls. So you keep the air in the lower lobes of the lungs. And then again, inhale into the right hand. Continue to inhale. Feel the left hand rise as the chest expands. Pause. And then let go of the breath underneath the left hand. And then feel the navel fall back to the spine. Continue for the next minute or two with this practice. Breathing into the right hand, breathing into the left hand, taking as much oxygen in as you can, as much air as you can, and then releasing, letting the left hand fall and then the right hand fall. There should be no strain. You can visualize. So, it's like sometimes taking that color I've mentioned before as you breathe in, feeling the lowest lobes of the lungs fill up. Feel your hand rise and picture that air in there. And then fill the rest of the lungs up. So you feel your whole lungs filled up. Picture the air in there and then release. Releasing the left hand, releasing the right hand. Please take 3 more breaths in this way. And then release your hands back down into Shavasana. And once you finish, just notice the effects of full yogic breath. This is an excellent way to breathe for short periods. It's not something that you should do 24/7. But it helps you bring that extra supply of oxygen in. If you find that you are in a bad mood, you're angry, you've got a temper, maybe taking yourself out for a minute, take a couple of these deep yogic breaths, and you'll hopefully set yourself straight. All right, so feeling the effects of that practice on the way you're breathing, on the body, and on the mind. Knowing that when we concentrate on the breath, we're quieting the mind. So being a witness to the effects, and then bringing the awareness to your body and the floor beneath you. And we're going to move into the digestive series. So you don't have to move, and there's nothing you need to see because we've done the practices that we're going to start with. We're starting with Supta Palamuttasana, which is leg lock. And the other one is mini boat or full boat. Okay, so please, with your legs stretched out, if you know that your back does not bother you, you're going to make sure that that left leg is anchored. Your left foot can be flexed. As you bend the right knee into your chest, clasping the hands below your kneecap or on your thigh. If your lower back bothers you, then of course bend that left knee. Bring the awareness to your abdomen. Taking a breath in. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Peel your shoulders off the mat. Relax your shoulders and pause at the top. Now this is where, just hang out here for a second. This is a good place to be the witness. Are you straining? And if so, chill and back up a little bit. On your next inhalation, go ahead and release back to the floor. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Peel your shoulders off the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale in. We're just going to do 5 this morning because we have a couple things we need to get through, and that pranayama practice took a little bit longer. Exhale, come all the way up, pause. Inhale, release. Last one. Feeling that compression, then gently lifting up to your highest point. Inhale, release, then straighten that leg up, straight to the ceiling. Feel that nice hamstring stretch and then slowly lower. Taking a moment to witness, to notice, how does my right side feel compared to my left? And then moving to the second side by bending the left knee, clasping your hands underneath the left kneecap or behind on the thigh, and bending the right leg if you need to. If it's not bent, then it should be straight and engaged with the mat. Relax your shoulders, awareness to your core. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your knee to your chest, peel your shoulders off the mat. Pause. Inhale, release. 4 more at your own pace. Pausing at the top of the movement, working on strengthening the muscles of the abdomen, as well as feeling that compression on the left side. Remembering that this is a digestive movement. So massaging the intestines. And then releasing after 5, feeling through both sides, feeling through your hips as well, maybe even your quads. And then moving on, we're going to do mini boat for 10 and then full boat for 10. Okay, so mini boat, if you remember, your knees are bent, feet are flat. So that's basically a crunch. Hands are on your thighs. Awareness is on your belly, on your core. Take a breath in, dive your belly button down. Exhale, slide your fingertips up to the top of your knees, wherever you can be comfortably, and pause. Notice, is there space between your chin and your chest? And then inhale, release. Exhale, pressing the feet down as you engage the abdomen. Inhale, release. Please do 8 more. Notice, where is this movement starting? Is it starting in your shoulders? Or is it starting with you diving that belly button down, feeling your abdomen contract, then lifting, which is the right answer, by the way. So some of you are already doing full boat, which is fine, but we're going to get to full boat in a minute. And this is where you can be the witness. Where are you as far as straining goes? Or is this just becoming a little bit more difficult toward the end, which is okay. But how much are you pushing it beyond just that gentle extra bit? And then release the legs out after 10, noticing how you feel. And from here, if your neck feels really strained after doing that, then you probably shouldn't do full boat. You could either do a few more of those, or you can do half boat. And half boat is where you lift your shoulders, arms, and one leg off the ground at a time. And you can alternate, or you can do 5 on each side. Otherwise, we're going to do full boat, is what I'm going to cue. So your hands can be down, palms down, or up. And I believe somebody in their practice plan had read the book, so thank you very much, and talked about clenching the fists, which also might help. So if you want to try that, it's a really good technique to do if you have trouble relaxing before you go to bed at night. So if you want to try clenching your fists, you can do that as well. So bring the awareness to the abdomen. We're going to do 10 of these. Inhale, dive the abdomen down, lift up, and if you want, crunch everything. So squeeze the legs, squeeze the fists. Pause at the top, feeling the contraction, and then exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, just 6 inches. Creating tension or not, relaxing, letting all the tension be in the abdomen. And then exhale, release. Please do up to 8 more. Relax your shoulders at the top of the movement. There should still be space between your chin and your chest. And if you need to, make a change in what you're doing. To go back to mini boat, go to half boat. So most of you, when I can see right now, you're looking at your feet. So that's telling me that you don't have space between your chin and your chest. So you should be looking maybe where your ceiling meets the wall, depending how far away you are at it. But you should think about, if your head is in line with your spine, you're looking at an angle. You're not looking at your feet. Good. Once you finish, release down, stretch your arms in any way that feels good. And we're going to move into a counter stretch in a moment. So just noticing how your abdomen feels. Notice if maybe you're getting stronger. We've been doing some form of this for the last few weeks. I'm hoping that you're feeling stronger. Even if you don't feel stronger, you are getting stronger. And then we're going to move on to Kondurasana, and that is shoulder pose. So bending your knees, bringing your feet near your buttocks, as close as that's comfortable for you, so you're not straining. Your heels should be down. If you can grab your ankles, awesome, but not everybody has that flexibility, and that's not the important part, so don't worry about it. It's important that your feet are flat, your hands can be flat next to them, and you're gonna press through your feet on an in-breath. You're gonna lift up to your highest point. And when you do that, you can even tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Pushing up, and just hold for a moment, adjusting your feet if your knees feel uncomfortable. So if you have a lot of tightness in your quads, your knees might not feel good. So maybe turning the toes out, maybe taking the feet wider. So this is a big stretch for the back of the body, stretch for the quads, and it is shoulder stretch or shoulder stand, not shoulder stand, it's a shoulder stretch. So you'll feel it in your shoulders, you should. So you're feeling the stretch throughout the top of the chest. On your next exhalation, go ahead and lower. We're just gonna do 4 more, and on the last one, hold for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, press through both feet equally as you lift your hips to their highest point. Trying to close the gap between your chin and your chest. Now this is where it's okay to do that. That's when you know that you have more flexibility in the upper part of your back and shoulders. So you can tell. If you look at the Asana Pranayama Mudra Bandha book, you'll see the little figure in there. His chest and his chin are almost touching. So this will give you an idea how much more flexibility you have to go in that region of your back, how much more flexible you can become. Pressing through the feet, feeling the stretch also in the quad. This is a good quad stretch. Relax the glutes as you're at the top, and that'll allow you maybe to push up a little bit further. And on the last one, holding for 3 breaths if you aren't already there. And then releasing, stretching the legs out. We're going to do just one sleeping abdominal pose on each side so we can get through the rest of the asana. So clasping your hands, placing them behind your head, elbows to the side, knees are bent, feet are together. Take a breath in with your elbows out to the side. Drop your knees down to the left. Look toward your right elbow. Now, if it doesn't feel good for your elbows to be bent, then take your arms out into a T position. That's okay too. And just take a few breaths here, feeling the twist, breathing into any tightness. On your next in-breath, bring your knees up. Exhale, drop them over to the right, looking towards your left elbow or arm, depending if you've decided to straighten your arms out, palms down or up, that's okay. Wherever feels good for your shoulders. Ideally, if you have your elbows bent, ideally your elbows are actually in contact with the ground. And again, that's shoulder tightness if you have trouble with that. So breathing into any tightness in the back, the spine, the abdomen, or the shoulders. And then inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, the legs straight. Feeling through the low back, feeling through the spine. Noting any energy that you have generated. And you're going to roll it on over to your abdomen for Bhujangasana, which is Cobra pose. All right, so Cobra. You always have the option of easy Cobra, just so you know, this away from the wall. Okay, so easy Cobra, elbows are underneath your shoulders, big toes are together, and you just take your elbows out of the way and then bring them back up. So that's where you might be. If you want to try full Cobra this morning, your big toes are together. Take your hands and bring them underneath your shoulders. And notice if your elbows are doing this and your shoulders are coming up. Pull your shoulders into their sockets Take your elbows so they're pointing behind you. Bring your awareness to your low back. Press your feet down. Inhale, peel yourself off the ground as much as you can without using your hands. Then spread the fingertips out, grab the ground, press up. Now, pressing up to that point where your elbows are to the sides and you can feel your pubic bone. So if you get like this, you're not doing it right. Okay, if it gets easy, you're probably not doing it right. So most of you are going to be like at this 45-degree angle. Just hang out for a second, take a couple breaths so you can feel it. Maybe lower down. And now exhale all the way down. Inhale, lifting up. Pause, looking up if you can, and exhale lower. And I don't want to be negative and say you're doing it wrong. It's just that it's human nature when we are challenged sometimes is to make those adjustments so things feel a little bit less challenging. So you want to learn how to do these movements correctly so that you can get the most benefit out of them. So this is meant to work on extending the back. And if you alter your position by bringing your elbows out and your shoulders up by your continue, I'll just keep babbling. You're no longer working those muscles. It's also a great exercise to work on your bicep and tricep strength. Those are muscles that you are going to need your entire life for functional movement. Wherever you're at, do 3 more. And hold the last one for 3 breaths in the up position. And your triceps and biceps should be getting pretty warm. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, thinking about what a cobra looks like. Chest would be open, just like the cobra's hood, looking slightly up unless that hurts your neck. And after those 3 breaths, releasing down, take the arms out. Then placing your hands underneath your shoulders, pressing up and back into child's pose for a moment, doing a counter stretch. So you're extending and now we're flexing. So noticing how that feels. Again, you can always take your knees wide. That may feel really good to you, or keep them together. Now we're going to move to a standing position, but we're going to come through mountain pose or Parvatasana, otherwise known as downward dog, to get there. So coming into table, rolling your toes under, inhaling the hips up and back. And just hanging on to the pose for a few breaths, pedaling the feet out, stretching out the hamstrings, moving in whatever way feels good for you, or just staying still, which is fine too. Keep pushing those hips back. And then walking the feet forward or the hands to the feet, pressing through the feet and slowly rolling up, coming up to a standing position. And our last 2 things we have today, that you haven't done, and I talked about it, actually, I still am not going to get to eagle pose today, hopefully next week. But we're going to get to triangle 2, and then the first 3 and last 3 of the sun salutation, okay? So triangle pose, you've been doing this the last couple weeks, and I think last week you had triangle 2. So bringing your feet nice and wide. Again, I wish I had this set up slightly differently so you could see my feet. But my feet are about 1 meter apart. Take your right foot out, turn your left foot in, and then square your hips and shoulders forward toward the camera if you're facing the camera. So let me just show you what triangle 2 looks like. So this is triangle 1. My shoulders over my hips. Triangle 2, I'm going to bring my arm down in front, sweep it up and over my ear. I'm going to look underneath my armpit toward the ceiling. My knee here can be slightly bent. Your knee can be slightly bent. Mine is because it's a little bit tight this morning. And then coming out through triangle 1 and then down. Okay? So, bending the right knee, inhaling the arms up. You're in between those two panes of glass. Exhale, come into the pose. So make sure you're wherever you're at, you've got your shoulders stacked over your hips. Now, exhale the arm, so it's pointing toward the camera likely, or out in front of you. Inhale, sweep it up. Feel that huge stretch all the way to your hip, trying to look up and up under your upper part of your arm or toward your armpit. Taking a few breaths here, then inhale the arm up, come all the way up, and exhale down. Okay, let's do that one more time, and then we'll go to the other side. Inhale up, soften that right knee. Exhale, come on over into triangle one. Exhale the arm down. Inhale, sweep it up. You can do whatever breathing really works for you there. Pressing into the outside edge of that left foot. Reaching the left fingertips over your head, looking up under your upper arm. Inhale, reaching through the left hand toward the ceiling, coming up, exhaling down. Other side. Take your right foot, angle it in. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down so you can see my feet. Okay, left foot's out. My left heel is pointing toward the instep of my right foot. Soften that left knee. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, come in to the pose. Looking up towards your right hand now. Keep turning your chest, looking upward. Now, exhale, bring the arm down in front so it's pointing forward. Inhale, sweep it up over your head. Huge stretch, push through the outside edge of your right foot. Huge stretch on the right side of the body. Soften that left knee. Inhale the right arm up into triangle one, coming back up, and then exhale down. Go ahead and do one more on your own to that direction. Pressing to the outside, that's it. Good. Some of you could probably have your legs a little bit further. It's easier if your legs are further apart. Go ahead and bring your arms down. Okay, very good. So again, eagle pose, we'll have to wait. We need to do one more and then we need to get to the yoga nidra. So the next thing is, so we're starting with Pranamasana. Pranamasana is prayer pose, and that's the very first and very last position of the sun salutation. So we've been working on the modified forward bend and backward bend. So coming to the very front of your mat, look down at your feet. There should be about a fist distance between your feet. Bring your hands to your heart. This is Pranamasana. This is prayer position. So just stand here for a moment, lightly closing the eyes. The thumb should be right against the sternum, right near the heart. See if you can feel that gentle energy of the heart. I'm just going to talk you through this for time's sake. So taking a breath in and out here. Now inhale the arms straight up alongside your ears, reaching up to the ceiling. Just take another breath here, really reaching up. Now one more breath, reach up, hold your breath, lean back. Come back up, put your hands on your hips. You're still retaining your breath. Now exhale, come forward. So obviously it won't be that long every time. Inhale, come up. Reach up through the fingertips, hold the breath, lean back, come up, and exhale into prayer. So that's the first three and the last three of the sun salutation. Let's go again. Inhale up. Stretch the fingertips so they're going to the ceiling. Keep that energy upward as you hold your breath and lean back. Feel the low back. That's what's bending, not your knees, not your neck. Your ears are between your elbows. Come back up. Now exhale, pressing those hips back. You've been working on that forward bend for the last few weeks. Inhale, sweep the arms back up, hold the breath, lean back, come up, and exhale into prayer. Last one. Pressing through the feet. Inhale up. Hold the breath, lean back. Come up, hands on your hips. Exhale forward. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings, your back is flat. Inhale, come up, sweep the arms up. Hold the breath, lean back, come up, and exhale into prayer. Bring the arms down. Please come into Shavasana for Yoga Nidra. So get a blanket if you need to. So we've been working the last few weeks with our Sankalpa. Some of you have shared with me that you're closing in on one. Some of you already have one. Some of you had one for the last few semesters and you're actually seeing it come to fruition and you know it's a long-term one. That's awesome. Some of you I've given you some unsolicited suggestions. Of course, they are just suggestions and ultimately it has to resonate with you. And I think we, as humans, currently in this world we're living in, can use all the help we can get. And if there is a way we can put an intention out into the world and do it with sincerity, we might as well take that opportunity. And Yoga Nidra is a great opportunity to plant that intention into our subconscious so we can start allowing it to germinate and it starts to manifest. So feeling the effects of the asana practice. Because of time this morning, we are going to be doing a little shorter version. I am going to give you an opportunity to say your Sankalpa, but we will only be doing the body rotation. But for your practice plan, you should continue working on any of the Yoga Nidras that say 1 through 4, 7, and 8. Okay? So feeling through the whole body, feeling the effects of today's yoga practice so far, the asana and the pranayama that came before it. And make any final adjustments to your posture that you need to make. Feel your whole body. Feel all of the contact points of your body against the floor. And take a deep breath in, releasing any remaining tension and allowing your body to relax more fully into those points of contact. Scan your body front and back and notice any sensations against the skin. Texture of your clothing against the skin. Air against exposed areas. Make a mental picture of the room around you, visualizing all aspects of the room, the contents of the room, and your position within it. Now activate the sense of hearing. And become aware of the variety of sounds around you. Moving the awareness from one sound to the next quickly. Listen for the furthest sound away. And immediately come to the closest sounds, sounds that are coming from you, whatever they may be. And now specifically listen to the soft, smooth sound of the natural breath. Following the breath as it moves in and out. Full awareness of the natural breath. Now is the time to remember your sankalpa, your resolve. If you have one, repeat it 3 times mentally with faith and conviction. Beginning with body rotation. Bring the awareness to the right side of the body, specifically to the right hand. Right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist. Lower arm, elbow. Upper arm, shoulder, armpit. Right side of the ribs, right side of the waist, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, instep. Sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Check the awareness. Move to the left side. Become aware of the left hand. Left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist. Lower arm, elbow. Upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the ribs, left side of the waist, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, instep. Sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Go to the top of the head. Bring the awareness to the top of the head. Forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, where the lips come together, tongue, teeth, right side of the jaw, left side of the jaw, chin, front of the neck, right collarbone, left collarbone, the hollow between, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, center of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, pelvis. Check the awareness, move to the back of the body. Right buttock, left buttock, lower back, middle back, upper back, spine, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head. Become aware of the whole right leg, the whole left leg, the whole right arm, the whole left arm. Become aware of the torso, neck, head. Become aware of both legs together, right and left. The two arms together, torso, neck, head. Become aware of the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. Leaving body rotation. Bring the awareness to the breath in the nostrils. Bring the awareness to the breath in the nostrils, following each breath in and out. Mentally repeating, the body is breathing in through the nostrils, the body is breathing out from the nostrils. The body is breathing in through the nostrils, the body is breathing out from the nostrils. Full awareness, full connection to the breath in the nostrils. If the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath in the nose, mentally repeating again. The body is breathing in through the nostrils, the body is breathing out from the nostrils. Now let go of the breath in the nostrils and shift the attention once again to your Sankalpa. Repeating it 3 times with full faith that it will come true when the time is right. Bring the attention to the sounds around you. Shifting the awareness from one sound to the next quickly. Seeking out more sounds. Make a mental picture of the room around you. Visualizing all aspects of the room, the walls, the ceiling. Visualizing the furniture, but most importantly, where you are in relation to all of it. Know where you are within the room. Feel all of the contact points between clothing and skin. So scan your body front and back and notice where anything touches the skin, any sensations, the mat in the skin, the floor in the skin. Feel the weight of your clothing against the skin. Feel cool air against any exposed areas of skin. Then bring the awareness to the back of your body, feeling the full weight of your body and the floor beneath you. Being aware of where the heels meet the floor, back of the legs and the buttocks on the floor, feeling the whole of the back, both shoulders, arms, hands, as well as your heavy head. Feel the grounding effect between your body and the floor beneath you. And then finally, bringing the attention once again back to the natural breath. Make a connection to the breath and then take control of it. I begin to breathing more fully and deeply. Feeling the body move in response to the deeper breath, noticing movement in the chest and in the abdomen. Continue to breathe fully and deeply, as you also feel your regular level of alertness slowly coming back with each deep breath. Remembering what you did before class, remembering some of the elements of the class, but most importantly, where are you going now that this class and specifically this practice are coming to an end? And say to yourself mentally, this practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. You may begin to release your posture. Moving your hands and your feet, bringing one knee into the chest and then the other, moving your head from side to side, moving in whatever way feels good to you as you slowly come to one side, come up and over to a seated position, and there you go. So I did sneak in a little bit of breath because I looked at the clock. I thought I had the time. I think you're probably still about a minute over, so I apologize, but I wanted you to have a well-rounded practice, and it was a little bit better by getting some breath work in. So I wish all of you a wonderful rest of your week. I look forward to reading your journals, and I also look forward to seeing you next week. All right, see ya. Bye.